At his peak, Mesut Özil was one of the most gifted players football has ever seen. A magician who turned passes into art, a World Cup winner, and the man Cristiano Ronaldo once called his perfect teammate. But Ozil's story is more than just brilliance. It's a story of controversy, clashes with managers, politics, exile, and an early decline. In this video, we're going to explore the rise of Mesut Ozil, from the cage pitches of Germany to Real Madrid, Arsenal, and World Cup glory, and his fall, marked by criticism, isolation, and a quiet retirement, far from the spotlight. This is the rise and fall of Mesut Ozil. Mesut Ozil was born in Gelsenkirchen, Germany on October 15, 1988, to Turkish parents. He began playing football in tight enclosed spaces called monkey cages, where he developed his touch and close control. Soon, Ozil would begin his professional career with Schalke 04 at just 17 years old, and would spend a couple years there, even making his Champions League debut. But when he was unable to reach a contract agreement with the club, he left Schalke at just 19 years of age to join Werder Bremen. It was at Werder Bremen where Ozil cemented himself as one of Europe's best talents. In the 2008-2009 campaign, Ozil would lead Werder Bremen to the UEFA Cup final. Although they would lose to Ukrainian club Shakhtar, it was clear to see that Ozil was a defining player in that Werder Bremen team. But he did bring the club a piece of silverware, guiding them past Bayern Munich on penalties to lift the DFB Pokal. In the 2009-2010 season, Ozil had his best individual season in Germany. He would lead Werder Bremen to third place in the Bundesliga and another DFB Pokal, which they did lose this time to Bayern Munich. Ozil racked up a jaw-dropping 29 assists this season, making him one of Europe's most elite playmakers. But what made Ozil so special was his incredible ability to create chances. Whether through his brilliant passing or his magical dribbling, Ozil always managed to thread the ball through the forwards. He even had the ability to make late runs into the box and score brilliant goals. Ozil was a complete attacking midfielder who liked nothing on the attacking side of the game. And he proved that in the summer of 2010, where he would get called up to Germany's World Cup squad for the very first time. At this tournament, Ozil would absolutely light it up. Against Australia, he'd be crucial to Germany's 4-0 win, setting up Lucas Podolski's goal. Against Ghana, he'd score an absolute rocket to send Germany through to the knockouts. His best performance of the tournament, however, came against Argentina, where his dazzling solo run set up Thomas Muller for the fourth goal. Even in the quarterfinals, the 20-year-old Ozil was controlling the game for Germany on the way to yet another 4-0 win. Soon enough, every big club wanted Ozil. After the tournament, he ended up choosing Real Madrid. Under Jose Mourinho, arguably the best manager in the world, Ozil became the perfect link between midfield and attack, a fast, elegant, graceful number 10, with the eye for a killer pass and agility with the ball at his feet. Across 3 seasons, he produced 81 assists, the most in Europe in that period. He led La Liga in assists 3 years running. In the 2011-12 season, he helped Madrid win the title with a record 100 points. In Euro 2012, Ozil would once again ball out. He had the most assists in the tournament and had the second most chances created with 22, behind only Xavi from Spain. But in 2013, Madrid let him go. Carlo Ancelotti wanted more defensive discipline, and the club needed money after signing Gareth Bale from Spurs. Ozil was sacrificed, despite Cristiano Ronaldo, his own teammate, calling it a mistake. Arsenal swooped in, paying $42.5 million. At the time, it was the club's record signing, and it sent shockwaves through English football. His arrival ended years of frustration. In his debut season, Arsenal won their first trophy in 9 years, the FA Cup. In 2015-16, Ozil recorded 19 assists in the Premier League, just one short of Thierry Henry's record. And one would argue he would have easily broken this record if he had a world-class striker along with him. At his best, Ozil controlled games with elegance. He wasn't explosive like he was at Madrid and Werder Bremen anymore, but he saw passes nobody else could. Arsenal built their attack around him, and for years, he was the face of the club. But there were many doubters of Ozil. They questioned his work ethic and mentality, and called him a lazy player. But despite this, Ozil's on-field performances were still elite, and he was still regarded as one of Europe's best creators, even as he aged. But in 2018, everything changed. Just before the World Cup, Ozil posed for photos with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. In Germany, the backlash was fierce, and when the national team crashed out in the group stage, their worst World Cup in 80 years, Ozil was singled out. In July, Ozil would retire from international football at just 29 years of age. His statement, "I'm German when we win, but I'm an immigrant when we lose," was heartbreaking for many fans. It was a sad end to the career of one of Germany's best performers in international tournaments. By then, things at Arsenal had soured too. In 2018, he signed a massive new deal, £350,000 a week, the biggest contract in club history. Instead of securing his status, it became a burden. Unai Emery dropped him for big matches. Questioning his intensity under Mikel Arteta, he was frozen out completely. During the pandemic, Ozil refused a pay cut, demanding transparency about where the money would go. The club didn't forgive him. By October 2020, he was excluded from Arsenal's Premier League and Europa League squads, healthy, training, but never playing. Ozil had quickly become an afterthought at Arsenal. In January 2021, Ozil finally left Arsenal for Fenerbahce. It was treated as a fairy tale return. Turkish fans greeted him like a hero. But his body was failing him. Injuries, fitness problems, and clashes with coaches left him sidelined. After a brief spell at Başakşehir, he retired in March 2023, just 34 years old. One of football's greatest playmakers slipped quietly away. Mesut Ozil's career was full of contradictions. He was loved and doubted, celebrated and criticized, but from 2010 to 2017 was one of the finest creators in football, a World Cup winner, a magician who made the impossible look easy. His decline was sad to see, but at his best, very few could say they created chances and goals better than Mesut Ozil. Today, he might still be remembered as one of the best playmakers in football history, but the legacy of Ozil will always be what could have been.